welcome back to Build Propulsion Lab at Swiss Cloud Native Day. There we go. Yes. And my next guest is the keynote speaker, Lin. Welcome, Lin.
Thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here in such a beautiful place.
Yes. It's a beautiful conference.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful location. We have quite a lot of people here. So I hope you can hear us. It should be good. I had an issue with the previous episode. There was no sound. I hope we solved it this time. And you know what? I'm going to check. Let's just check that we have sound. Because if not, that would be very embarrassing, and it's just a shame because it's a great content. So here we go. I'm checking right now. You can see me checking, which is kind of a recursive. There is sound. Yes. Excellent. Perfect.
I appreciate you to double check.
We are officially good. Okay, Lin, tell me a little bit about yourself, about the keynote that you gave here.
Yes. Okay, you know my name, Lin Sun. I actually worked at IBM for 19 years. And in the middle of the pandemic, I felt, it was a little bit boring to stay with the same employer for 19 years. And I had the opportunity to have a startup founder approach me, and I decided to take a shot. It was a big career change for me, but now I'm the head of open source at a small company, Solo.io. I contribute a lot to open source projects. I'm one of the newly elected CNCF TOC member. I'm an Istio project maintainer. I'm on the Istio technical oversight committee. So that's a little bit about me. And I travel a very long way to here.
This is a lot, right? This is a lot to do. And obviously very brave step from the comfort of IBM to the jungle of startups.
Right. Yeah.
This is very, very exciting.
Yeah, I was like, wow, if I never try a startup, maybe I will, retire. Then I would be regret about this opportunity. So it's an interesting journey so far. I've been with the startup, no longer a startup, for 3 years now, almost 3.5. So I'm very, very excited. Still very excited to be there. Yeah.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit what your keynote was about.
Yeah, so I talked about secure application communication with zero trust. What's interesting about my keynote is I started kind of talk about a story of the needing to secure application communication using my house as an example, because I thought it would be interesting to show something personal. And I was telling a story during the construction of the house because I don't have dedicated resources. All the workers coming to my house was also building other houses in the area. There is a need to secure the communication among them. And I started to show, jump into live demo, which I really enjoy showing, into how you actually build a simple client and server without any security, just plain text communication. And then I showed how I actually did a client and server through mutual TLS manual way by using OpenSSL to generate the key answers and having client and server, do the handshake, do the mutual TLS connection. And then at the end, I quickly showed how you could actually label your namespace with Ambient to have your client and server, not only the simple client and server with plain text, but also your mutual TLS client and server, how to enable them into the mesh, and then boom, you have mutual TLS from your simple client to server without any code change, and also your mutual client and server with double mutual TLS through the power of Ambient. On top of that, I also showed how do you do zero trust by applying policies. So it was an interesting, fun demo. I really appreciate the audience was super engaging and actually helped me correct one or two mistakes I had in my demo, trying to remind me that's not the right parameter. Oh, that's not the right header. So that was amazing.
This is very cool. And so in Build Propulsion Lab, we talk about developer productivity a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I find is that usually, or in a lot of cases, security is very anti-developer productivity. It's hard. There is a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that people need to understand, and it's not their job. And
That's right.
this makes it very, very hard to meet those requirements. Like
That's right.
The information, the infosec folks are coming and said, hey, you need to make your application secure. And then developers spend tons of time in trying to do that. And sometimes they do it wrong,
Yeah.
sometimes they neglect it, not because they're evil or don't
No,
want to add
not at
security,
all. Right.
just because it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I think making it easy, like you just described, you create a simple application that doesn't do a lot in terms of security, but then you come and secure it afterwards in a very non-abstractive way,
Right.
is adding a lot to the developer productivity and to ability for any developer, even without security background, to actually implement secure applications.
Right. I showed the very hard way, and it's actually not very secure way because essentially I was putting my keys in my Docker image and I transfer that into the network. I mean, I could use a private Docker hub, but that's still not secure. With secrets, with your keys going out of your laptop or your Kubernetes worker nodes, it's never good, right? You should hold your private key just on the node and never leave the network. So I definitely agree with you. Security should be abstract at the platform level, right? The developer, they should be focused on application logic so they can focus on the business logic and do whatever the business needs to do. And the security should be consistent, right? It should be the same set of security standards regarding whether your application is written in Go or Node.js or C++ or Python. That's why there are different CNCF projects that kind of tackle these problems from container security runtime to secure application communication, right, to a variety of security topics. Because at the end, we want your platform team and your security operator team kind of give the application developer guidance on this is how you should, we are going to help you secure your application, and you just focus on the business logic of the application.
Yeah, that's exactly how you make it both more secure and more developer friendly.
Yes.
So yeah, here you have it, folks. In order for your application to be developer friendly, to increase developer productivity, and to be more secure, security needs to be abstracted on the platform level.
Yes, I definitely believe that. And I think that's also why we see a lot of booming in the security space, particularly related to cloud native in CNCF. I mean, if you look at a lot of projects in CNCF, they are kind of security related to help you achieve application security without, or container runtime security without the application developer try to do that work. I mean, envision you could potentially come up ways to do it in your application, but you have to do it with consistency. That's hard, and also you have to do it with security in mind, because nobody are security expert. We leverage like the crowdsourcing, right? There's audit review. I mean, think about a graduate project like Istio or Falco. You're looking at like a multiple security audit review done by CNCF or a third party, right? You are looking at multiple maintainers from multiple companies to make sure that code is secure, which most likely it's going to be way more secure than the code you actually develop in-house that's proprietary, and it may only work with one application or one programming language. You have to expand it to support multiple programming language. So it's like a very, I should say, it's very much a lot of more work than looking at some of the mature CNCF projects to improve your security posture.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. So, Lin, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you
It was
so
a pleasure.
much for having
It
me.
was great to host you here in Build Propulsion Lab and Swiss Cloud Native Day. It was great to hear your keynote in the conference, and we'll see you around, and we'll see you all in the next episodes of the Build Propulsion Lab. Today we have much more, so stay tuned. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much.